Good morning, children. In today's class, we are proceeding to inverse trigonometric functions. Having learnt the various formula related to sine, cos, tan, secant, cosecant, cot, a plus b, a minus b, 2a, 3a, and a lot. Now we proceed on to the last section of trigonometry, inverse functions. What do you mean by this word inverse? Suppose I have sine theta equal to 1 by 2. What is theta? If I want theta, sine alone goes to the right. How sine alone goes to the right? As inverse. Leaving theta here, sine alone goes to the right side as sine inverse. How to get it? We know the trigonometry table. In the table, let me refer. Half comes in sine, where against 30 degrees. So, we know sine 30 is half. Now the reverse. They have given you half. You must be able to identify it is 30 degrees or I will say pi by 6. So, identifying this way, we call inverse trigonometric functions. Sine theta half, what is theta? Sine inverse. Now, we also learnt in a quadrant where it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Not only 30 degrees is sine, 30 degrees is half. If I rotate second quadrant also sine is positive, I may get half. Again if I go for one round back to first quadrant, 360 plus 30 is also half. So we have a variety of answers, not one answer, but the very first answer, that which falls in first quadrant, I will call principal value. Can the principal value be in first quadrant alone? Suppose sine theta is negative. My answer is also negative. In that case, theta is in fourth quadrant. So, in sine theta, the principal value lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, which we call the range. The entire value I take, it will no longer be a function because one element in the domain should have an unique image. If it has more images, it cannot be a function. So, we restrict the range as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 for sine inverse. Tan inverse also minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Notice the change. In sine inverse, I put closed interval, whereas in tan inverse, I put open interval because pi by 2 comes, tan will become undefined. So, pi by 2 should not be included. Only the values from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but not the n values. Remember these things for one word or adjective type questions. But if I go to cos, cos is positive in first quadrant as well as fourth quadrant. So what should I do? In cos, it is positive in 1 and 4. From minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 will not help me. In that case, cos negative in second quadrant. So, positive tells me I am in first quadrant. Negative tells me I am in second quadrant. So, we will do a similar example for cos now. Cos theta 1 by 2. I refer to the table. Cos 1 by 2. What is the corresponding angle? I will say 60 degrees or pi by 3. So, when cos theta is half, I will immediately write theta is cos inverse half and the answer is 60 degrees or I can say pi by 3 radians. But if the question is cos theta equal to minus half, theta equal to cos inverse minus half. Now the answer is, because cos is negative, I am in second quadrant where I will write 180 minus theta. So my answer is 180 minus 60, or what is 180 in radians? Pi. Pi minus pi by 3. So this we state as a formula. If cos inverse is positive, just refer to the table and write the value. But cos inverse is negative, use the formula pi minus cos inverse x. Is it only for cos inverse? No. The same idea we use for secant inverse as well as cot inverse. So cos inverse minus x, pi minus cos inverse x, secant inverse minus x, pi minus secant inverse x, and cot inverse minus x also we use pi minus cot inverse x. For which and all I can just put minus symbol? The three ratios, sine inverse, tan inverse, cosecant inverse. Sine inverse minus x, I can put minus sine inverse x. Tan inverse minus x, I can simply put minus tan inverse x. Cosecant inverse minus x, I put minus cosecant inverse x. Now we have yet another property which we shall see a little later. So back to inverse trigonometric functions. Sine inverse x. The value we know, sine we have the values right from 0 to 1. If it is negative, the entire answer will be negative. In that case, minus 1 to 0. So, sine or cos, we do not see values beyond 1 or minus 1. So, sine inverse and cos inverse, the values will be in between minus 1 and 1. So, the interval minus 1 to 1 is the domain and the range. Sine positive, my angle positive. Sine negative, my angle negative. Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This we also call principal value. In cos, positive take as it is, negative tells me pi minus. So, the value will be from 0 to pi. And so, cos inverse x, the range is 0 to pi, principal value also lies in 0 to pi. When it is the case tan inverse, we already discussed, tan can be any value, 0 to infinity. If it is negative, minus infinity to 0. So, in tan inverse, the domain is minus infinity to infinity and the range. As before, tan positive I am in first quadrant, tan negative I am in fourth quadrant. It is from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Now as we do the exercise problems, we will learn principal value once again. What are the properties of inverse trigonometric functions? Sine inverse, sine x. Sine and sine inverse cancels. I simply get x. Same pattern. Cos inverse cos x. Cos inverse and cos cancels. I get x. Same way, tan inverse I can write. Tan inverse and tan x. Tan and tan inverse cancels. My answer is x. Similarly, I can say for cot inverse, cosecant inverse and secant inverse. Remember the formula sin A plus B. Sin A plus B is sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Suppose I take sin A is x. Then cos A will be root of 1 minus sin square A or root of 1 minus x square. If sin B is y, cos B will be root of 1 minus sin square B, that is 1 minus y square. Combining this, we have the formula sin inverse x plus sin inverse y. So from sin A plus B reversed into inverse, we have sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is sin inverse x root of 1 minus y square plus y root of 1 minus x square. Exercise 4.4, question number 1. Find the principal value. Sine inverse minus half, tan inverse minus 1, cosecant inverse 2, secant inverse minus root 2. Let us remember the formula. When minus symbol comes, sine inverse will become minus sine inverse 1 by 2. Tan inverse will become minus tan inverse 1. So the minus I bring to the beginning. Cosecant inverse, I can write the reciprocal sine inverse 1 by 2. Cosecant inverse, we write the reciprocal sine. Cosecant reciprocal sine. So 2 reciprocal 1 by 2. Similarly, secant inverse, we will write cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. So the very first step, before referring to the table, write the ratios as sine, cos, tan, the known ratios. Next step, if there is minus symbol, bring minus before the ratio. Here it is cos inverse. So cos inverse, how will I write it? Whenever it is negative angle, pi minus cos inverse 1 by root 2. Remember the formula. Sine inverse minus comes, bring minus out. Tan inverse minus comes, bring minus out. In cos inverse or secant inverse, minus symbol tells me pi minus cos inverse of 1 by root 2. So cos inverse, will write the formula. Cos inverse minus x is pi minus cos inverse x. Now the answer is very simple. Refer to the table. We are in sine inverse. So in sine ratio, half. Check where half is coming here. What is the angle? 30 degrees. So we will write 30 degrees, but in inverse function, it is good to write the radians. So half is nothing but pi by 6. So my answer is pi by 6. Now we are in tan inverse. Refer to tan table. 1 I have. In tan, where I get 1? Straight across. The radian is pi by 4. So my answer is, this minus symbol will come as it is. Tan inverse 1 pi by 4. Again, we are in sine inverse. So refer in sine ratio. I want half. Half comes here. The radian is pi by 6. And now we are in pi minus cos inverse. So in cos ratio, 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 comes in pi by 4. So my answer is pi minus pi by 4. Cross multiply. 4 pi minus pi by 4. 4 pi minus pi by 4 is nothing but 3 pi by 4, and that is the answer. Question number 6. Evaluate cos of tan inverse 3 by 4. When the question is cos tan inverse, so many combination. Take what is inside the bracket as some x or theta or y. So I am taking cos x. Cos tan inverse 3 by 4 I have taken as x. So let us write that x is equal to tan inverse 3 by 4. When tan inverse is taken to the left, tan inverse will go as tan x. Tan x is equal to 3 by 4. What is tan formula? Opposite by adjacent. For x, opposite side is 3, adjacent side is 4. How to get the hypotenuse? Square plus square. So I get 9 plus 16, 25. Square root is 5. Once I know the hypotenuse, go back to the question. Find what? Cos x. So tan x is 3 by 4 tells me cos x is adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos x is equal to adjacent is 4, hypotenuse is 5, and that is the answer. Question is cos of tan inverse something. So I want to find cos x. What is x? That bracketed term, tan inverse 3 by 4. So take tan inverse to the left. Tan x is 3 by 4. Mark 3 opposite side, 4 adjacent. Find out hypotenuse. Square plus square. So 9 plus 16, 25. The square root is 5. Once I know the 3 sides, back to the question. I want to find cos x. What is cos x? Adjacent by hypotenuse. So my answer is cos of, what is x actually? Tan inverse 3 by 4, and it is 4 by 5. Subsection 2, sine half cos inverse 4 by 5. So whatever is inside the bracket, call it as A. So we need to find what is sine A. What is A actually? A equals half cos inverse 4 by 5. Cross multiplying, I get 2A equals cos inverse 4 by 5. Bring cos inverse to the left. It will come as cos 2A equals 4 by 5. My question is to find what is sine A. So how to link cos 2a and sine a? Remember the formula. Cos 2a is 1 minus 2 sine square a. So in the place of cos 2a, I can put 1 minus 2 sine square a equals 4 by 5. Bring 4 by 5 here, 2 sine square here. So 1 minus 4 by 5 equals 2 sine square a. 5 minus 4 by 5 equals 2 sine square a. This implies 5 minus 4 is 1 by 5. 2 sine square a equals 1 by 5, or sine square a equals 2 5s are 10. This implies sine a equals plus or minus root of 1 by 10. My question is, what is sine A? So we will take and write the answer. Sine half cos inverse 4 by 5 equals plus or minus 1 by root 10. 1 square root is 1 only. Root 10 we don't know. Write root 10 as it is. So my answer is plus or minus 1 by root 10. Question number 7. Evaluate cos sine inverse 4 by 5 plus sine inverse 12 by 13. Cos will be out. There are two terms inside the bracket. Call the first term as A and the second term as B. So my question reduces to finding cos A plus B. What is cos A plus B? It is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Now I have to find out what is cos A cos B sin A sin B to substitute here. What is A? Let me write here. A equals sin inverse 4 by 5. What is B? B equals sin inverse 12 by 13. From this, bring sin inverse to the left. Sin A equals 4 by 5. If I bring sin inverse to the left, sin B equals 12 by 13. What do you mean by sin? It is opposite by hypotenuse. So sin theta, the formula opposite by hypotenuse. So from the triangle A, when I mark, opposite is 4, hypotenuse is 5. So what is the adjacent side? Square minus square. 25 minus 16, 9 square root is 3. When I come to sin B, Sin B 12 by 13 tells me in this triangle B is marked here. Opposite for B is 12 and hypotenuse is 13. So what is adjacent side? Square minus square. 169 minus 144. 25 square root is 5. Once I know the three sides, let me write down what is cos A. Cos A formula adjacent by hypotenuse, or I will say 3 by 5. Cos B, same pattern, adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is 5 by hypotenuse is 13. Now that I know sin A, cos A, sin B, cos B, put them back in the question. What I need to find out? Cos A plus B. What is my formula? Cos A, cos B. It is 3 by 5 into 5 by 13 minus sin A, sin B. Sin A 4 by 5 into sin B 12 by 13. Never try to cancel. We need to take LCM. So multiply the numerator. 3 5s are 15. Multiply the denominator. 5 into 13, 65. Minus 4 12s are 48. 5 13s are 65. We get 15 minus 48. That is minus 33 by 65. And that is the answer for cos A plus B. Don't leave the answer like this. Take and put it in the question. My question is cos sin inverse 4 by 5 plus sin inverse 12 by 13. This only we had taken cos A plus B. So what is my answer? Minus 33 by 65. So we have tried using cos A plus B formula to arrive at this answer. This is an important 3-mark question as we are using 3 exercises concept. Triangle we are using to find the ratios. The very first formula list. Cos A plus B formula I am using, and this is the next exercise formula. Inverse formula I am using, which is the last exercise formula, and we also simplify. So since it is comprising of many formula, such questions you can expect in 3 marks. Question number 9, sin inverse minus 3 by 5 minus sin inverse 8 by 17 equals cos inverse 84 by 85. Start from LHS. LHS equals sin inverse minus 3 by 5 minus sin inverse minus 8 by 17. I rewrite the problem as minus symbol to the beginning. Remember, in sin inverse, bring minus to the beginning. Already one minus, here one minus, so it is plus sin inverse 8 by 17. Or let me write positive term first, negative term second. Now remember the formula, sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. It is sin inverse x root of 1 minus y square minus y root of 1 minus x square. To apply the formula here, call the formula as 1. In 1, wherever x is coming, I will put 8 by 17. Wherever y is coming, I will put 3 by 5. So let me find out what is root of 1 minus x square. It is root of 1 minus 8 by 17 the whole square, or root of 1 minus 64 by 289. Taking the LCM, 289 minus 64 by 289 or 225 by 289, which becomes 15 by 17. Same pattern find out what is root of 1 minus y square. It is root of 1 minus 3 by 5 the whole square. Root of 1 minus 9 by 25. Root of 25 is the LCM, cross multiply. 25 minus 9 can be written as 16 by 25 or 4 by 5 is the answer. Put them back in my formula. Equals to sine inverse x is 8 by 17, root of 1 minus y square 4 by 5 minus y value 3 by 5 into root of 1 minus x square 15 by 17. 32 by 85 minus 45 by 85. As we simplify, we get sine inverse 13 by 85. But what is my question? I need to show cos inverse 84 by 85. So, let us draw the triangle. If this is A, find out what is that answer. Sine inverse 13 by 85, call A. Sine inverse 13 by 85 is A tells me. Bring sine inverse to the other side. Sine A equals 13 by 85. Once I know sine A is 13 by 85, draw the triangle. In the triangle, it is a right angle triangle, say A. This is opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is 13, hypotenuse is 85. So what is adjacent side? Root of 85 square minus 13 square. Or I get root of 85 square 7225 minus 13 square 169. So we get root of 7056 and it is 84. Once I know adjacent side is 84. What is cos A? It is 84 by 85. Let us take and tabulate the answer here. Sine inverse 13 by 85 equals A tells me sine A equals 13 by 85. That is cos A equals 84 by 85. That is A equals cos inverse 84 by 85. Hence, we will take and write A is nothing but this LHS answer and cos inverse 84 by 85 is the RHS answer. Hence, we started from LHS and arrived at RHS. Let us rough through the problem once again. Given sine inverse negative symbol, bring minus out. Bring sine inverse negative symbol out gives me minus into minus plus. This reduces to the formula sine inverse x minus sine inverse y. We read the formula sine inverse x root of 1 minus y square minus y root of 1 minus x square. As I know x is 8 by 17, y is 3 by 5. Substitute root of 1 minus x square and root of 1 minus y square. As we substitute, we are left with sine inverse 13 by 85. But RHS is expected in cos inverse. So, sine inverse 13 by 85 we have taken separately, we have worked out. A value sine inverse 13 by 85. Sine A is 13 by 85. From that, I am getting cos A is 84 by 85. If cos A is 84 by 85, A is cos inverse 84 by 85. So, LHS, we arrived at sine inverse 13 by 85, call it as A. Now, we have reduced that same A equals cos inverse 84 by 85. Combine. We are able to show LHS equals RHS. So, take and write the question which we have proved.